Good evening, greetings, and salutations. Actually, is it still morning? This is Passionate Bliss, and I want to tell you about my walk through the Love Island Villa streets because I wanted to point out something that I feel like hasn't been looked at very much. I want to talk about the bird flu epidemic that is currently running rampant through the villa. Um, I'm always going to be a supporter of the ladies. It's them I want to have a happy ending. It's them I want to have happily ever after. So I'm always on the side of the ladies. The man that she chooses to make her happy, they're interchangeable. And honestly, that's the viewpoint, which I think a lot of the male contestants tend to forget. They think people care about their happy ending. They don't. We care about the women's happy ending. Largely, the fan base is largely women. We identify with them. So, I do want to talk about the bird flu epidemic in the villa, however. The three biggest birds in the villa are Melanie, Kada, Anaya, and of course Mackenzie. I'm not going to touch much about Mackenzie because I don't really care about Mackenzie. But I do want to talk about Melanie, Anaya, and Kada. Of course, the biggest bird is Melanie. Melanie is a model. She came in here. Her mission was to be seen, to be recognized, to get some modeling gigs, to blow up. But in the meantime, she's been derailed from her original mission by her encounters and her meeting of Sincere. She is currently now, at this moment in time, only here for Sincere. However, her original plan to be seen as a model and to get more gigs and to blow up, that hasn't been jeopardized at all by her bird behavior. Nobody expects any level of intelligence from a model. They just have to know how to walk, stand, take a good picture. So her plans are not going to be damaged at all by her bird behavior on this show. Okay? Kada came in like a G. She came in handling business. They coined her King Kada. They call her the New Hampshire Grim Reaper. And she has done nothing but fizzle out to a flat line since then. Very disappointing development of her character on the show. She is a content creator, and she does lifestyle content. So she came in here to be seen, to get notoriety for her page, to blow up her content creation. That's not going to be impacted at all by her bird behavior on this show. The worst bird is Kada. The biggest bird is Melanie, but the worst bird is Kada because Kada does not even recognize danger. She is currently coupled up and competing for the favor and attention of a man who will not feed you if you displease him. That is dangerous. He will physically cause you harm if you displease him. That's the root cause of what he did by not making her breakfast when he got mad the next day. Underneath it, sitting at the bottom, is that he showed that he will put you in danger if you upset him. So she's in a dangerous position. Now Anaya was not a bird when she entered this villa. She came in here playing her position. She was playing to win. She was on track. She was on target. She came here to put her family's foundation on the map on a national scale. And she's been representing them well up until this point, a few weeks in. Her behavior and her association, I believe, largely impacted this. She has become more and more of a bird the further this game has gone on. And she's making totally bird brain decisions now, whereas initially she was not. Anaya has forgotten why she came here. She is off script. She is off contract. Okay? And a lot of it is going to be, I'm going to contribute it to the villa conditions. I understand that they remove all social media from them. There are no clocks. They have lost all sense of time. Okay? They are, I understand, sleep deprived. So you cannot make good decisions when you are sleep deprived. I understand from past contestants that the food is not the kind of food they're used to eating. And a lot of things that they would normally access is not available to them. Anaya is someone who's around her family 24/7. She's completely cut off from them. These are the people and the things that stabilize her in her day-to-day life. She's completely cut off of them. And all of these girls are. Melanie is close to her family. Kata want to elope from her family, so I don't know how close Kata is to her family. She don't even know about her Haitian culture when the man asked her about the marital traditions. So Kata is a strange bird either way. And maybe that's why she doesn't recognize the danger that she's in with Zach. And side note, I feel like he's a gay man, and gay men married to straight women often want to punish them for not being men. So Kata is in the most dangerous position of all. Anaya was also in a dangerous position. She was sleeping with the enemy. She was laying in bed every night with a man who hated her, resented her, and wanted to punish her. And so she was in a dangerous position. But Anaya's plan has been completely derailed because her plan includes leaving here, going back to marketing, and interacting with corporations and individuals and asking them for large sums of money. If they see you on TV acting like a bird brain, it's going to take years to live that down. Years. She's probably going to want to hide the fact that she was ever involved with Love Island once she leaves here in a professional capacity. Now, unless she, parlays this the way Alandria has done it and becomes bigger than the program, her marketing career is in serious jeopardy at this point in time. The only thing that's going to save Anaya at this point is Carl returning and saving her from making continued bird brain decisions. Okay. At this time, I want to show Casey some grace. Casey at one point came in on mission. He was on a mission to win. He has been derailed from his program. He is also now making bird brain decisions. His ego has taken over. His ego was damaged severely when he was not chosen on night one, especially by Anaya, because black men feel entitled to the loyalty of black women. So his vitriol is focused on Anaya, and he entered into a plan at that moment to punish Anaya for not picking him. And everything he has done to this point has been geared to that. He always intended to dump her. He always intended to trade her. But he couldn't do it safely without getting put off of the island unless he convinced her to keep him and that he was the man of her dreams. So he played the role, and his mask completely came off at Casa. But KC, the grace I'm giving him is that he was not as bad, but he's heavily being influenced by Corbin. He sees Corbin as the ideal male. Big, fine, handsome stud. All the women falling over him, giving him whatever he wants. He's getting all kind of play. However, Corbin also took a blow to his ego because the only woman that wanted to play on his program was Kinsey. And he's not used to that. He's used to every woman falling over him. KC is used to every woman he comes in contact with falling over him because he's a male in a female-dominated profession. He's a CNA. Like I said before, I'm a nursing director. So I see the antics that go on with the staff. As a male CNA, especially an attractive one with muscles, KC has no doubt, I don't doubt at all that KC has not slept with most of the other CNAs that work on his job and half of the nurses. Those women, the affairs that are had in hospitals and nursing homes and healthcare settings is unprecedented. KC is used to women throwing themselves at him. So for him to be at that villa and none of those original girls wanted him, he resents every single one of them, and he's making Anaya pay for it. That was always his intention. Because he said, if she's not behind my door the second time, I'm going to be on demon time. However, he was on demon time already. Anaya intensified that when she rejected his physical advances. Because she moved slow, and she also did not intend to make a fool of herself on TV. Not in that way. Because her parents are watching. But I believe that by association, KC is making red pill decisions and his mask is completely slipped. And I believe that Anaya is making bird brain decisions because she's cut off from everything that's familiar to her that would stabilize her. And she's in close association with horrible bird brains. And it's rubbing off. And now she's becoming a bird brain. She's full on in bird brain mode. Casey had to humiliate her in order for her to let go of that fantasy in her head that he's the prince in her fairy tale story. She's lived a fairy tale life. Only thing missing was the prince. And she was hoping she could come here. And she was so caught up in that fairy tale, she couldn't see the actual prince, who's Carl. And he's the only one who can save her at this point. If he gets in there and gets in front of KC as the best option right after the humiliation. KC, I believe, is going to double back. on Anaya. He's not going to stick with TT. He knows he's not winning with TT. He brought TT in to humiliate Anaya, to bring her down a peg and get her in order the same way Sincere got Melanie in order. Melanie hasn't cut up since. She's flopping her mouth and barking like a chihuahua, but she has not cut up since with Sincere. Casey is planning on doing the same thing with Anaya. He started to go to the other dark-skinned girl, but she wouldn't let him have his way in the bed. And he didn't feel like she was a good replacement. And he also needed TT to make Anaya jealous. The reason I think Casey's going to double back, because the statements he made, he said Anaya's on thin ice. Well, if you intend to dump her and you've met the girl of your dreams and you came here for love, why is Anaya on any ice? There's no ice. There's no skating. There's no pond. There's no frozen lake. There's no ice for her to be skating on. It's over. Then he also said, my stock is going to go up when I get back. With who? Who is your stock going to go up with? Who? Because you bringing TT back, your stock is going to go up? With who? With Anaya. He hopes that bringing TT there is going to make Anaya reverse course on her behavior and start to give him all the things that he demands. He hopes that TT is going to make Anaya start chasing him, because he was pretty sure she was going to be alone, because he poured into her. He poured into her, so he's not on thin ice, despite his behavior in Casa. Because he poured into her, he love bombed her. So he's counting on that she was going to be alone. And he was effective enough that she was alone when he came back. I hate more than anything that she gave him that. She gave him her tears. That's what he wanted, and he enjoyed it thoroughly. I was watching his face. He enjoyed it thoroughly. But he knows that nobody in that villa is going to accept TT and him with TT. And if he wants to win, he's pretty sure going to figure out that America's not going to vote for him to win with TT. So if he really came here for love, then he's won. He can get off this villa. He can get off this island, and they're going to vote him off. It took us 2 votes to get Taylor off. It's going to take us 2 votes probably to get Casey off. So another reason why I think that Casey's going to double back. Just to try to make himself look good. He knows he's the villain right now. So he's going to try to double back and pretend maybe that he wants to be with Anaya. Even if he truly does hate her, and I think he truly does hate her, he'll go ahead and try to string her along to finish out his humiliation by making her choose him again in the end, only to dump her and have her go home. Because he was talking at that recoupling like he thought she was going home. She's a great girl from a great family, going to do great things. That was a goodbye speech. Did he think she was going to get dumped? Did Casey watch this show before? I often wonder, have they watched the shows? Can you not see the pattern repeating itself? He left off of Cordell's pattern, and he's full on into Taylor's pattern. And Taylor wasn't even as nasty as Casey was. And they crucified Taylor. He got nothing out of it. He got 1 commercial. He got some paid internet interviews, and that's it. But it didn't matter, because Taylor was from a rich family. He was already wealthy when he came there. And he's in veterinarian school. He's going to be even wealthier. And he was able to choose the love of his life. And I think he may have found his soulmate on there. Him and Clark are very well suited. And so nobody's against that. But it's, how he did it. But the thing about Anaya is that she's making such bird brain decisions. My only concern for her is that when Casey doubles back to try to rehab his image, possibly to check her temperature to see if she's willing to behave, because his only complaint against her was she didn't pick him initially, and she convinced him at the fire pit, I picked you. And his other complaint was, she don't give me no action in the bedroom, no affection, whatever. He's going to double back to see if she's going to give it to him, because Anaya is the winning horse. She's going to the finals with or without Casey. She's going. He's not getting anywhere near the finals. In fact, he's getting booted off in 2 more votes. He's lost, and so he derailed himself from his plan. But it remains to be seen, will he get back on course? So if they can get Carl in there fast enough, while she still feels humiliated, so that she's able to return to him, to focus it all on Carl, who she knows she should have kept, but she bought into that love bombing fantasy, then she can be redeemed and saved. If she continues to try to work for Casey, she's finished. She's going home early. And she would deserve it. But her bird brain decisions is because she has been infected by the bird flu epidemic that is running rampant through that villa. And so I have a lot of grace for her, because no matter what she's done, she's never tried to hurt anyone. Casey, I cannot have grace for, because he tried to hurt her. He meant to hurt her. He meant to humiliate her. He clearly resents her. He has contempt for her when he says her name. So, Casey, there is no redemption arc for him. Not for me, not for most of the viewers that are voting. However, Anaya can still get her fairy tale if she chooses the real prince, which is Carl. So it remains to see how infected she is by the bird brain. Without Carl being there, she will fall for Casey's double back. So those are the only questions remaining. How badly infected with the bird flu is Anaya? Will she be a bird again and go back to Casey when he comes back around, because he is coming back around? Or will she pick the true prince? If she picks Carl, she will have Olandria's outcome. She will redeem herself. She'll be able to go back into marketing and say, oh, he love bombed her, he fooled her. But she was smart enough to pick the real prince in the end. So she can redeem herself and what she came for in the marketing business world if she picks the prince. So let's see what happens. Let me know below what you think is going to happen.